Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl in your face while you're sleeping.
Many miss traveling so bad that they forgot how dangerous it could be. Even without the current health issues, traveling has always had its problems. Since modern flying exists, it's among the safest ways to travel, yet it's not surprising that millions of people around the world fear to fly. Today we will show you the 10 airports you do not want to fly into, even if you are keen to fly. We don't want to state the obvious, but flying is safe where the airport, the plane, the crew are optimal. In the airports we're including in today's video, you'll learn about the most basic and critical aspects of an airport, such as runway, visibility, and weather stability. Join us today for a breathtaking trip around the world and its worst airports. Number 10. Narsarsuaq Airport, Greenland. For spot number 10, we have a frozen airport. Narsarsuaq Airport is an ice-covered airport. As you can imagine, it isn't so nice to land on a slippery track with harsh weather and low visibility. If you've ever driven on ice, you can imagine how difficult and dangerous it is to land or take off from a frozen runway. Moreover, the frozen track isn't the only issue here. Strong winds hit the airport frequently, adding to the Narsarsuaq Airport difficulty level. Finally, the airport is close to several active volcanoes, so it's impossible to fly once they start erupting.
Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that will take just 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell and you get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it. It really works.
Number 9. Gibraltar International Airport, Gibraltar. For spot number 9, we have Gibraltar International Airport. Gibraltar is as peculiar as a territory can be. Still disputed between the United Kingdom and Spain, the small region only has 2.8 square miles. Still, it's so close with Africa in a critical location that the United Kingdom refuses to forget that Spain conceded the territory more than 300 years ago. As you can imagine, such a tiny space can't really host a proper airport. The main road for entering and leaving Gibraltar Airport crosses the airport runway. Curiously enough, the main street gets closed every time a plane needs to land or take off. The Bay of Algeciras creates severe turbulence as strong winds run through it. Landing and taking off from this airport is quite challenging. Definitely not apt for the faint-hearted. Number 8. Tioman Airport, Malaysia. Tioman is a paradise island in Malaysia. The only downside is the airport looks more like a challenge for seasoned and skilled pilots than proper airport. As we get close to Tioman, we can see greenery and deep blue waters. Near the coast, a small line draws our attention, and it's the airport runway. The runway is only one way, but the land nearby is private, so the airport can't expand anymore. Landing in Tioman Airport requires to fly straight into the mountains and make a sharp I-shaped turn. Many light private plane accidents have happened during Tioman Airport operations, although most have not had any casualties. It isn't surprising that 2 ferry companies are operating currently, as flights are so dangerous, exclusive, and expensive. Number 7. Wancho y Yarosquin Airport, Sabah Island, St. Martin. St. Martin has some of the most outstanding beaches and diving spots in the world. Alongside that, it earns today's 7th spot for its Wancho y Yarosquin Airport. Later, you'll see it isn't the only hazardous St. Martin airport. As St. Martin is such a desired travel destination, it isn't strange that most Caribbean cruises routes go through it. It's a lot more pleasant and safer. The airport runway is the shortest of any commercial airport in the world. With barely 1,300 feet, there is literally no room for error or anything landing in there. The airport is below a mountain and next to the sea, so the runway has jagged mountain edges on one side and on the other side of a cliff that drops straight into the ocean. Most planes cannot land at the airport. Only small private jets are allowed. Number 6. McMurdo Station, Antarctica. Antarctica, without a doubt, is one of the harshest places in the world. At the 6th spot we have the McMurdo Station Airport in Antarctica. The station is an incredible achievement in itself, but it's more impressive the residents' daily operations and lifestyle. By far, it's the largest community in Antarctica, and it can host around 1,200 residents. It is a U.S. Antarctic Program facility at the southmostern part of Ross Island. The airport is hard to describe as such. The runway is ice-made, it has no lights, and pilots have to land blindly. Number 5. Tenzing Hillary Airport, Nepal. Why would someone build an airport in the Himalayas? Well, it has some practical upsides for sure. Yet, at the 5th spot today, we have the Tenzing Hillary Airport in Nepal. Widely known as one of the most dangerous airports, it is in the middle of the Himalayan mountains. At roughly 9,500 feet above sea level, pilots deal with extreme turbulence and unpredictable weather. The runway is just more than 1,700 feet long, close to jagged mountain edges, with a cliff and a vertical drop-off at the other side of the track. Number 4. Cristiano Ronaldo Airport, Madeira. CR7 is one of the most remarkable athletes in recent history. It isn't surprising that his city, Madeira, wanted to honor him as one of the most famous children. At the 4th spot we have the Madeira International Airport, named after Cristiano Ronaldo in 2017. The airport has a much longer history and has been considered among the most dangerous ones for decades. The runway was infamous for having less than 5,000 feet to receive commercial flights. Over the years it's been expanding. Moreover, in 2000, the runway reached the 9,000 feet mark, doubling its original size. The tiny runway isn't the only issue about Madeira Airport. Additionally, the weather is relentless. Any plane landing or taking off to the airport need to make challenging maneuvers to succeed. Number 3. Toncontín Airport, Honduras. If you've traveled to Honduras, you know it's impossible to forget Toncontín Airport. Arguably, it's one of the most frightening experiences anyone could have. At the 3rd spot, we brought it for you. Mountains surround the airport, so pilots have to make quick descent, combined with a sharp turn. Then, the pilots line up with the runway and land, all in a matter of seconds. Several pilots have failed at this challenge, ending in tragedy. The first severe accident happened in 1989 when a plane crashed into a mountainside. The 132 people on board lost their lives. During the last decades, the flights are still dangerous, and at least 5 planes have crashed into the mountain or the runway itself. Most of the accidents, fortunately, don't have any casualties. Get ready for today's best pick. A deadly airport within one of the most beautiful places in the world. Princess Juliana International Airport, Saint Martin. Although some take it as a mere curiosity, the shots of a plane flying over sunbathers at Maho Beach reveal something darker. Saint Martin's Princess Juliana International Airport is so close to the beach that jet blasts can hurt some of the 100 tourists enjoying a sunny day. The runway is extremely short, with only 7,500 feet to land. Pilots have to touch ground as early as possible, which means the plane gets overly close to locals' houses and tourists. Strong winds and sand gusts run ferociously through the beaches, too frequently. Yet, it's a minor upset, considering that in 2017, a jet blast hurt a woman. Sadly, the injuries caused her death. Number 1. Barra Airport, Scotland. Barra Airport looks like a watchtower over the beach instead of a proper airport. The runway is right on the beach, and when the tide is high, the runway goes underwater. For years, people have been catching jaw-dropping images of planes landing on a thin water layer. Fog, cloud, and rain make landing extra challenging, as visibility becomes poor. Sometimes the locals use their cars' headlights to light the runway. So you learned why it's so popular to go to Saint Martin on a cruise ship instead of a plane. We hope you enjoyed today's videos as much as we did. Keep tuned, and we'll see you soon.